Hello, what's going on today, everybody? It's your boy Six Deuce. You guys know the rest. Shout out to our partnerships, our people, everybody included. I'll go ahead and let her introduce herself today, but we are here with the music artist out of Boston. We'll go ahead and let the people know who you are, where you're from, etc., and some basics, and then we'll jump in on the questions.
All right, nice to see you. I am Faye. I'm originally from Rhode Island. I am in Boston right now. I'm just excited to do, some real type of interview. Yeah, so let's get into
Perfect.
it.
If you don't mind us asking, kind of like as far as what you do, you're a music artist, you're a vocalist, but what do you enjoy the most?
Yeah, so I've been singing ever since I could sing, really, and I feel like that's a lot of people's story. But I moved here kind of like thinking, like the music thing was gonna be over. I wanted to take um, therapy seriously because that's my second type of interest. But I realized that I'm gonna take a risk, and I was able to get into Berkeley Music School, which was very surprising for me. So I start that soon, and I love to write, I love to create. And this year I feel like I just want to get into as much as I can, just learning. Whether that be like with piano or the drums, or even like guitar, um, just taking it seriously, like being more of a professional.
No, that's awesome. I want to say congratulations, by the way. I always support artists, anybody doing their thing and furthering their knowledge, their career, taking that risk. Because I
Yeah.
just, I just got to sign up for a school myself. I don't want to get too detailed on it. It's nothing crazy. It's more like wouldn't say religious school, but I'm trying to get certified to be a non-denominational pastor. That way I don't necessarily have a religion, but I can help. Like, I know you don't need a certificate for that, but there's still schools you can go to it. That way you can do certain things. But I
Yeah.
think that's
Oh,
awesome.
great. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So, first question we have is, um, you spoke a lot about kindness and inclusiveness when we originally talked. Where did that mindset come from, and how does it show up in your music day to day?
Yeah, so I think growing up, I was one of those teenagers, like a lot of us, that felt kind of lost. I feel like I had like a great family. I can't really talk down on them or anything, but like personally, I just felt like I didn't fit in. I witnessed a lot of um, being like labeling, like just felt lost. I know I had a dream, but meeting a lot of different people outside of my family, mostly in Providence, different nationalities, different cultures, meeting them and realizing that everyone has a story. Um, and some of those people that come from like the lowest, or people say it would be the lowest like income, or those are like the nicest people that I still talk to today. So being white, I feel like I want to always remember like I do have that sort of privilege, and like yeah, I always want to include everyone, especially with music.
Now, I respect where you're coming from, and I think from what I interpreted it is that like you were always mindful about those around you. You didn't look down on nobody, regardless of where you came from, and I find that awesome. Because that's a whole different topic. As far as like today's, we see what's going on. I mean, me, growing up, regardless of ethnicity or not, it's always been a crazy world, right? But especially right now. So I respect that, growing up, you never looked at nobody different, you never labeled nobody, because I feel that too. And maybe growing up in Los Angeles on my side, some people could have stereotypes about people from LA, but for the most part, it's a melting pot. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
everything, you know. So, like most uh, larger cities, etc. But I find that in most people that they don't have that kind of compassion. I think that's what people forget. It's not about race; it's about the human race. Like,
Right.
right. So,
Facts.
so I want to say shout out to Terps. He's a real dope person. He's a big supporter. He says I send my respects from the border area El Paso Juarez. Shout out to you.
Shouts out.
And I want to say shout out to Faye for coming on here too. Make sure you guys go show her some love on Instagram. Actually, before we get started, tell people where to find you, not just on Instagram, but other platforms if you have that.
Yeah, appreciate it. So my Instagram is the same as my YouTube. I just kind of post more on YouTube. Just a bunch of different things. So it's my name, so Faze, Fays, two underscores days. So DAYS. So phase two underscores days.
Okay. Make sure you
Yeah.
guys hit that up. I actually, if you want, you should have the option. You can post a comment. I'm pretty sure on the bottom.
Oh,
It's gonna
word.
be a chat like in the. I don't know how it looks on.
Yeah, it's like the conversation, I think.
Yeah, there should be private conversation. Then there's actual comments you can make. So there's private chat, and then it actually says post a comment if you want. You can put your Instagram on there, and I'll pin it.
Oh, great. Cool.
And if it doesn't let you, I'll do it for you because I know on some devices they look different. But question number two, you were talking about stepping into music school soon. What part of that next chapter excites you the most, and what part honestly makes you a little nervous?
It was a good question. So the exciting part is networking. I moved here about like I don't know, it's been 2 years now. Pretty much like just stick to myself, like so when I went for the audition, I met like three people just for the audition. We still connect now. But just the opportunity to like meet people as myself now, like it's almost like a high school setting again, except like I'm definitely like more mature and stuff. So that's the most exciting. What makes me nervous a little bit is like I was a little intimidated at first because a lot of the people there, not everyone, but like a lot of them, they come from um, like rich backgrounds almost, or like they're technically um, advanced. So I don't really have that part yet. So that's a little intimidating. But I think like getting in kind of like proves me that I really shouldn't like doubt, and I think that's a good lesson for everyone to just like have faith in yourself type thing.
No, I think that's really good because that is a true message. Like for example, and it's never too late. Even like for an example, um, one of the schools I always wanted to go to was Pepperdine University over there in Malibu. It actually got burned down a little bit when all those fires and stuff were happening. But point is, I think they kind of already fixed all that. Is that the same way? Even now, it's not ever too late. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how you
Yeah.
said. And I think that's kind of the part too is that we do get intimidated by that. Like even me in the music industry, right? I've had it to where at times I'm around people and I'm like, dang, because it's a lot different. It's like when you step into more professional settings and it's has you focused, but at the same time, like again, you meet connections that they may not look at you any kind of way, but then you see them and you're like, dang, they have these credentials, they have this, they have that. But you know what? That's why you're there. You proven yourself to shout out to your kitty, by the way. but but yeah, I want to say that I find that really respectable about you because like I said, you're not letting it intimidate you, even though that's the parts that do, because I feel like a lot of us feel that way. Was what I was trying to say to relate is that when we step in certain rooms we doubt ourselves or we feel like, man, am I even supposed to be here? But then you're there for a reason. That's kind of the moral of it. You're there for a reason. You can always have time to not necessarily prove to anybody. As long as you prove to yourself, your work will speak for itself. They will see it eventually.
Facts. No, that's very true. And I feel like some people like they see that, like you were saying, like seeing people like that might have a bigger platform or whatever. They some people get like jealous too. And I feel like if you get jealous, like you can't really like grow. So just like seeing them and being like, wow, like that could happen for me too, for sure.
Yeah, I always say, I know people say it too, and they see it a lot, probably even on Instagram. I ain't trying to Instagram quote here, but keep clapping until it's your turn because it will eventually. And I think I posted it the other day. You got to be a team player. You got to be able to, or even as a company standpoint, right? You got to be CEO status, but humble enough to be the janitor. You
Yeah.
know, you gotta play your part. You gotta know what to do and what not to do, and not be jealous of the next person because eventually one day it will be your turn. And I think that's what a lot of us forget is it's like that. If it ain't your time, it ain't your time yet. And God has His plan and your timing in mind, and it'll happen eventually. Because we have our timing, right? All the time, like, man, I want it now. I want this. I want that. But again, God has His timing to where it's gonna be perfect. Because I always say it too, when we want a rose, we're mad when we don't get it, but it's because he's trying to give us the whole garden. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real.
Facts.
So number three, coming from humble beginnings, what's one moment that made you realize music is what I really want to do?
So I think like high school was the first time. It was funny because in my high school, I was very quiet. I mean, it was like a weird, like I was one of those people who like popular, but like also like a complete loner type thing.
Okay.
Um, but I used to listen to my music in my headphones, and that was like not allowed. At the time, there wasn't like the Bluetooth headphones, so you had to like hide your
Oh, yeah.
headphones.
The
Yeah,
hell
like
yeah.
hide it in your sweater, like put my hair down. But I remember like one year they had like 8 pairs of my headphones in the office, and I'd be getting like suspensions and all this stuff. So I think like it helped me so much like with my like mental, like at the time. And they kept taking it, but I was like, no, I'm listening to music. Like I'm dealing with stuff, and like when I'm listening, I'm like listening to the vocals, like copying that like in the bathroom, like during class, or like the drum beat or the rhythm, like yeah. So it was just like my friend, and it took me a long time to like think I could really like take it professionally, but yeah, that was when I first knew it was something.
No, yeah, and you brought it. I don't know about memories for everybody else. You know, they still have wired headphones, but if the days in school having to find magical ways to hide your headphones, and some people got creative with it. Trust me, there was some people that man. But now I respect that though, and I remember what they had suspension. They used to have in-house suspension. I think they still do
Yeah.
all those days. Yeah. So I don't know about how it was for you. Most of the time they'll put you in like a small room or somewhere all dark by yourself. All it's at least the schools I was at, and it was just crazy. But hey, we're
Torture.
here now, and that was the beginnings of you to learn. And I feel like at the same time, we don't want to promote chaos on here, but at the same time, I do want to tell the younger generation like there's gonna be some things people don't understand, but if that's what helps you to be an artist, because that's the thing, we still have to start from the bottom. We still have to conduct normal lives and whatever you guys find normal. What I just mean is like do what you have to do in life, of course, but don't let it stop your dream because like you're crazy until you're not. You know,
Right. Facts,
and
yeah.
it's like what you do doesn't work until it does. And I think that's another thing I want to say is don't stop until it does and don't matter when it doesn't because some of the greatest creators, musicians, artists, they didn't walk in there and drop a hit every time. Like every hit you hear from artists, I can probably only say, and I don't maybe it's not exact statistics, but just I'm putting a number out there like 5% of them. The rest I can guarantee you that even Michael Jackson, all these other people, Prince, all these other people, I hope people know that what you heard was them doing it 100 times. You know what I mean? What you
Yeah.
heard was them being in there frustrated, maybe months, maybe days, maybe some of them were just because I know we all have that spontaneous moment where we have creativity. We're like, man, I gotta write this down, I gotta go record this, and then it comes out awesome. But what I'm trying to say is stay creating because if you don't and you let people try to hinder your ability to create, you're only playing yourself, because you do want to listen, but listen to your gut inside.
It's true. Yeah.
So, question four, you work across vocals, keys, percussion, writing, production. When you're creating, what usually comes first to you?
Vocals. Vocals are writing. I actually was because I spent a lot of time watching reels of like other people and trying to get like inspiration from them. But I heard something like um, it's one thing to write and sing, but it's another thing to write for your voice. And I think I got to work on that because when I sing other people's songs, I'm using my vocals, and then when I write, it's almost like I'm rapping, and I'm not a rapper. So like writing for singing is a little different, but definitely vocals. And then I think yeah, I mean drums is something I actually picked up recently. So definitely vocals. Oh no. We'll wait it out. Connect actually at the same time. I'll be back. Let's see if we can connect.
My apologies, guys. Hope you can hear me. I'm sorry. It does have
Okay,
some.
you're good. You're good.
I'm totally fine now, but I was listening. Continue. I apologize about that.
No, no worries. No, yeah, vocals was the first thing. Yeah, so my dad's actually a drummer. Not like, like he does it still, but when he was younger, I guess I don't know a lot about it, but he was in this band, and I remember growing up, he would like use the steering wheel and drum
Yeah.
all the time. So that's like one of the main things I know about him. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll try it now, but it wasn't like that back then.
No. So like one thing I want to say is that I find intriguing is that they mean what they say, like on that movie Inside Out, core memories, because that's really how it starts. Is like, cause see, I have a daughter, so I wonder what she's
Yeah,
gonna remember about me. Cause I say that all the time. Like for example, like, and not to get off track here,
no
the
worries.
room in, she loves to be in here, especially because like the lights in the back, they look like stars or whatever. So like I just remember what she's gonna say. Like, man, I remember every time that I was just in his room interviewing or he's in there making music. So I think that's cool that you actually learned that from your dad, even if it was later on or trying to get into it, because that just goes to show that, kids are paying attention. They grow up to do things like us.
Yeah, and I feel like she's really gonna remember that because there wasn't always great things, with my family and stuff, but like you remember, even when crap happens, you definitely remember the creative part.
No, that's awesome though. I really just salute your pops to that, because even though something simple, is just, I guess as a dad, I'm just seeing it through his eyes. Like you never really notice until and now seeing it from your perspective, growing up and being an adult yourself and pursuing your dream and adding to that from your core memories. It just makes me be more mindful, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I do want to say, so we got question number 5. Boston has a
right?
very specific energy. How was well, I'm gonna say from Boston, how was moving to Boston shaped your sound or your approach, and also being from, you said, Rhode Island?
Yeah, so I went to high school in part of Rhode Island called Cranston, but
Mhm.
I didn't really find myself there. So I always say like I'm from Providence because I moved to Providence when I was like 20,
Mhm.
and that scene, like the downtown scene, they had all the music and stuff. So it was cool because you have the rap scene, and then you have a complete rock scene, and it was cool because like I would see you know like artists, and they would combine that almost like Rage Against the Machine or something like that, not like that hardcore, but like something like that. So yeah, you'd have the hipsters, and then you'd have like the rockers. So I got most of my sound from myself and like other artists mostly, but seeing that I was like, you can push the boundaries. But when it comes to Boston, I actually haven't like been out, not yet. So hopefully it does affect it somewhat.
Okay, and it's like the same scenario where I'm at now versus being from Los Angeles, and everybody knows, Hollywood, all that, etc. But I see it more as like, even now I barely started. So I feel that, I feel where you're coming from, because it took me like what, 5 years here, and it took, I think, 2 years, and that was like me extra searching. Like at first I was real secluded, so I get what you're saying, because it took me literally how I found the people I'm working with. Shout out to them, shout out all of them. Is that I was literally so desperate to find a music studio. I was like searching and searching, and I couldn't find nothing. It was all just like, how like, if you guys know what Guitar Center is, how like they have booths you can try the instruments in and stuff like that, and you
Yeah,
practice, bring your own equipment. So it was just more like that. And like, see, I don't play instruments. I need a recording studio, all that. So to cut to the chase, is that I'm looking Google reviews, and it pops up. It's a literal dojo, right? I think Taekwondo dojo at the time, and then my boy Nomo. I see in the reviews, it's like, well, we also offer music recording. So I'm like, it's too good to be true, right? So I called up. Long story short, they're like, yeah, we offer that on the side. So first time I meet him, we record in the literal middle of the dojo. The microphone's right there. He has a desk set up, and he's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "We're gonna rap right here." He's like, "Yeah, right here." So fast
that's
forward,
cool.
Yeah, and then he leaves that spot, and then boom, I got to meet Shout Secunda and ATM Burks. They have 417 Mafia Studio. So if you're ever specific or anybody is in Springfield, Missouri area or in Missouri in general, pop into the studio. We got you. We'll take care of you. But yeah, that's kind of why I was gonna say that. Don't worry, take your time with it. Don't be in a rush. But once you do, you will find it. Because you know what I'm saying. That's how it starts. You really just gotta not necessarily put effort in, but when you do put yourself out there, like or even with the school you're going to, you're gonna meet tons of people. If you met a few just at the audition, when you go there, you're gonna meet people you never thought you'd meet before, and that's why I always want to tell people, like we were speaking about earlier, pursue what you love.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. That's like the most exciting part, but yeah, definitely pursue it.
So we got question number 6. It starts with saying, "Faith seems to be a play role in your journey. How do you balance trusting God's plan while still grinding and putting in that work?"
That's a good question. Yeah, so my grandmother, she was very spiritual. Her and my late grandfather, they both whenever I went to their house growing up, they lived across the street, which was really cool. So I would live there. They'd have like pastors on, like I don't even, I mean, I don't know, like what's that woman's name? Joyce Meyer, I think. But they would always have like pastors on, and she was just very like trusting. And I remember even when she got sick, she would like reassure us, like it was amazing. Like she wasn't scared of anything. And like I wouldn't say I'm as spiritual as that. Um, I sometimes don't even talk about it because like politics and religion, I'm family parties where they're like arguing. I don't want problems, but at the same time, like I'm learning to speak up a little. But faith and trusting God's plan is really hard. Um, but the universe is so grand that like just I just learned to trust through like knowledge. Like I was watching this video and it showed like the history of the earth, and it was like 1 second of this video is a million years. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because like we're like a blip. We're like very like just to even be alive like the same time and all the stuff like is crazy. So like you have to trust it because like if God made the universe like this complex, like he made us like that. So that's
We're
my
not
faith, I
alone. I want
guess.
you to know that we are not alone.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, I was saying, and I want people to know that, like, kind of going off what you said, that also kind of proves that. And before I continue, be a little off track here, on SR Broadcast, we get what you mean because everybody says stay away from religion and politics. But no matter what you believe in, everybody knows, God has to exist. Whether you guys believe it or more, we're not here to shove anything down anybody's throat. Pause. No, but you guys know what I mean as far as out of respect before I continue is like basically what she was saying. And again, what I interpreted is like, and I don't want to put words in her mouth, but just what I interpreted more specifically is that the world is so complex, there's no way it's just us. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean necessarily aliens or all that. I mean more like just in general, we fail to realize, like how you said, how blessed we are to be alive, whether it's at the same time around other people, because even the world we live in now, as crazy as it is, it's a blessing just to even wake up because some people literally, I think I was talking 3 weeks ago when I got a situation, I'll call it vacation. Um, Came back from vacation and one of the dudes that I was talking to were in there because one of the guys in there didn't like his outcome. He was like, man, the judge this, the judge that. And we're like, look, man, uh, you're blessed just to be standing up. The way you can stand.
Okay, you're good. Oh no.
Okay. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, now I can. It's like going in and out the video. But we shall wait. Intermission. Hey.
And I wanted to apologize. The reason why it's like nobody calls me all day, but the moment I'm doing something professional, or that's not a bad thing too. So if we want, we are blah blah. We are also going to get a live interview part two whenever you have the time, because I hate when there's interruptions. Not in a bad way too. You know, shout out my peoples. You know, they're trying to contact me, but I do have that luck to where I'm not doing nothing all day, and all of a sudden people are ring ring. But I love my peoples. But just to cut to the chase, people be blessed out there, because we wake up every day, is my bro saying this, we would extend the live interview, is that we fail to realize how blessed we are. Like, I scroll across my timeline, as much as we do that scrolling, the stuff I see on there on a daily basis, whether it's AI, fake, we got to know the difference, whether it's affecting us or not. I want people to know a saying, and this has nothing to do with religion, race. This is just people. There's a saying that I heard growing up, and it's true, and I'll translate what it means if people don't. If they come to get me tonight, they're gonna come get you in the morning. And what I mean by that is people need to be more compassionate, because just because it's not at your front doorstep, and we spoke in the beginning of the live interview where you said you were very inclusive to people for that reason, because you didn't look down on people whether they were a certain race or background. And that's the thing in life. What we fail to realize is that we're quick to judge the next person. We're quick to not be compassionate of the next person, and we fail to realize that we're blessed to even have contact with people, because some people don't even have the simple human contact, or their everyday is getting bombed, or their everyday is they have no food. And it's like we have small blessings we take for granted, like walking around, breathing, stretching. Because I know this, but like I said, the older guy that was telling the younger guy, he was just pretty much telling, like, look, man, I know your situation seems dire right now, but you got to believe in God's plan, because if you don't, it's like at the end of the day, you got to be grateful for the small things. Even when things are going bad, you got to be like, thank you, because it's teaching me a lesson I don't know yet. Thank you, because this is molding me into a stronger person, and I don't know why yet. I don't know how. And we question it as people all the time, not even in a religious standpoint, just the world. We look at the universe like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? But here's something we got to remember. Right now, we are living a life we wished 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and then when we get it, we're like, but that's because we already were past that. But that's exactly what people forget. Sometimes you're not going through a curse. You're probably living a life you wished for yourself 5 years ago. When you finally got it, you were just like, you know, taking it the wrong way. So everything's a lesson, you know. That's why they say be careful what you wish for and be grateful. But I do want to say, you guys tap in. I'm going to set up a day with a Faye. We're going to have a more day to where have more time. We'll get more deeper into the introduction of her. I'm gonna finish out these questions. We're not on a time limit here, but I don't say there was too many interruptions in here, but I want it to be a well conducted interview. So if you got a time in a couple of days or a week, we can set up a part two.
Works.
Could you hear me?
Yeah. No, I heard you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was making sure, because, like I said, when people call me, whether it's on Instagram, that's where's the interruptions you've seen, or a phone call, it glitches out the screen.
Yeah. No, definitely. We can set up a part two for sure. And then we can like talk more, because I feel like when you ask me questions, I kind of like go off and say a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
No, you're fine. And you know what? Actually, and I'm gonna say it on here, and I do. That's why I don't mind extending this live interview. Is that that's the point of us doing this. So a lot of times when we do first live interviews, it's to help. Because here's the thing: there might be people that are nervous, and then they see. And I'm not saying you're nervous, but let's say there's other people, right? They see you and they're like, wow, like for somebody that seemed new to a live interview, they did a great job. And you may think you didn't or not, because we're our own worst critics, but trust me, you're doing perfectly fine. This is what they call PR training. That's what I like to do here on SR Broadcast, is give you guys the space to be able to be comfortable with yourselves. Or I've even had people be like, hey, do you mind if we redo the live interview? Can we delete the last one? And we can do that. Fresh, clean slate. But
I mean, I feel like no, I feel like this is cool, and I feel like you're right. Like, it is like training, like it's like, yeah, it's great, and I feel like we covered good topics so far, so I'm cool with that. Yeah.
facts. And I'm thankful for you, being patient, by the way. I appreciate you. And that's kind of basically what we do here, long story short, is that to give you guys that opportunity, such as yourself, to be able to motivate others. The things you talk about can motivate the next person that are watching. And not only that, it's like doing anything we done, whether it's music. Like when I first performed, I barely even moved around. I was like a scarecrow just standing there. You know, the whole point is after experience of doing them and doing this and doing that, you learn. So again, this is what the live interviews are for, to give you that experience.
Yeah.
But
No, I feel that. Yeah.
let's go ahead with number 7. What kind of space do you want your music to create for people who feel unseen or unheard?
So I try to cover as many topics as possible. That's why I love to write. So I've written like, if you look at my YouTube, I've written like, there's a song called Angel, which is inspired by like people that we have lost, like my some people in my family and some friends and stuff. And then I wrote a song about love, which is about like coming from a place of being like alone and turning it into like something like love, like saved you. Right. I wrote this song recently, which is like, it's not like my best work because it was kind of rapping, but it was about like work and it, like a song you would play at the gym or if you're like hustling, if you're going to work, you know. So I try to cover like as many topics as possible so that at least like one song resonates. And yeah, just try to write for situations that people go through.
No, which I think is great because most music these days, and I'm nobody to tell people how to make music and what to make
Yeah.
music about, but it is always good for people to be able to relate because I think that's kind of not maybe everybody because a lot of people make music for themselves and others, but I feel like when we're able to make stuff that people can relate to, it may not be everything because I've had songs that I listen to from other artists to where I may not relate to the whole song, but I've listened to literal 5-minute song just to hear 20 seconds,
Yeah.
So like even if it's just a small piece, it's big to somebody else. And number 8, what's a creative risk you've taken recently that pushed you outside your comfort zone?
I think just posting just because I want to post. Like, I think I made a YouTube video just like talking about this a little, but it was like at first when I used to post, I would like look them over and be like, oh my god, I got like 5 likes. I go, oh, I don't know if this is good. Like, should I delete it? And now it's like it's for me, you know. And like if you give it time, like it'll acquire what it's meant to acquire. But I love to post just because like it makes me happy that I'm able to share it. Like if if people like want to see something about me, it's like, and you're not getting the likes, doesn't mean they're not seeing it. Like I know personally, like I always like people's things because I'm just that type of person. Because like I just want to show support, but I know there's a lot of people like they're at work, they're dealing with their family, their kids, like they're not completely on Instagram like liking everything, you know. So but it doesn't mean that it's not making an impact and that people aren't seeing it. So I think I'm going to show you real quick.
No, go ahead.
There's this, there's this book, like a stack of books here, but it's Show Your Work, and it's Austin Kleon. So I've been trying to get into books more, but like basically it says like a bunch of posts on like how to share like an artist type thing. Um, yeah, so if you're like an artist and you like to read, it's a short book. It's not like it's mostly graphics, but just taking a risk and just posting even if people don't like it.
You know what? You said something powerful. The thing is, people need to realize those two key things that you just said right there. One, from everybody doesn't have the time to be on Instagram all day, or even if they are, doesn't mean they're scrolling through it. Some people just going to check notifications, check who messaged them, or two, don't, because I even do that, right? I have like, I think it was 2 days ago, I posted a freestyle and I haven't did one in like, I would say like, for me, at least a long time, right? Like I'll do polished up snippets of something I wrote down, but to straight up freestyle like I used to 24/7, because I used to flood the timeline. Like I used to have friends be like, man, we appreciate your work, but dang, man, but point is like create for yourself, not just for others, because just because I'm not getting thousands of views every time on a post or 100 likes plus or 50 comments plus, like you said, it doesn't make it bad. Eventually it's going to get its appreciation, because here's the thing. Another thing you guys got to realize, the audience, everybody, music is a money game. So don't think that your stuff is bad just because the 50, 100 other people and fake streamers are posting this and fake streams and robots and bots. Don't psych yourself out because a lot of these people pay for that, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like, and no smut. I'm just saying it more or less like that's why we can't get psyched out because Instagram isn't what it seems. Life isn't even what it seems, you know? So as long as you're pushing to create yourself and put yourself out there, that's the first step because that's how exposure starts. You have to put yourself out there. See, like what you said even earlier, how you're like social but antisocial. I
Yeah.
I can relate because I'm a music artist, but I hate clubs. I'm a music artist, but I hate performing. Not like I wouldn't say, okay, that's a strong word. I would say it's not my greatest thing to do, but I enjoy it. Like I enjoy interacting. I enjoy once I get there, like leading up to it, I'm like, oh, like I seem excited because the marketing and all that, and I am. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ever half stepping or have my heart half into any of my work, but it's more or less because my social battery gets low really fast, you know. So it's
Yeah, and
relatable.
I wanna add to that too because I feel the same way. That's why like with school my major is music therapy because like I love creating and all this stuff, but like the whole performance part of like going to bars and like it's if I'm not with my friends or like it's weird to me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you know what though? That's gonna be the start to something good though, because I know there's a lot of people like that out there, and some of your favorite artists, believe it or not, are like that. Just don't show it. You know, some people are just good at hiding it, and it's like I'm one of them. You know, like people don't know. They see me all in there because even my brother, Trips ODG's exotic reptile breeder and handler, and also a music artist, signed with us. He pretty much will tell me like, bro, well, you don't seem like it when you're there. You're like all sociable with people. I'm like, because that's what I thrive in. I like to, wouldn't say please others, but I mean, you know, I wouldn't say a people pleaser exactly, but I do enjoy seeing people happy. I do enjoy
Yeah.
working networking because again we are talking about earlier in the interview, you got to be able to be humble enough to be the janitor and the CEO. So I'm not ever too humble to sit there and clap. I'd be one of the first people front row clapping for the next artist, and I'm the type, I call it good work ethic. If I'm there, unless it's like for kids reasons, family reasons, and I gotta leave early, I do my best to stay to the last performance, try to help clean up. That's just me though, you know. I don't know about everybody else, and nobody's wrong if they don't act like that, but I feel like putting yourself out there again, I repeat, is the first step, even if we don't enjoy the environment, because I'm sociable with people, but I don't like the clubs. I don't want to go perform at a strip club. I mean, I don't, and I'm not judging, you know, I'm not judging
Right.
rappers and people. I'm just saying that that's not my forte. Like, even me and my brother were talking about it recently, because again, what you said, it just really stuck out to me. And I'll end it there is he was even telling me like, man, I enjoy more of the events because with his reptiles, like, you know, people like it, but he enjoys the experience because like my nephews and nieces, they love reptiles now. You know what I mean? And like crazy reptile, like they be holding tarantulas, all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, they're brave. You know? So like he enjoys making kids smile and the parents interact. He's like, bro, I enjoy that more because I'm a dad. He's like, you know, I'm not saying I don't enjoy the artists, but most of them just want to look Hollywood. And we're not talking mess, you know, because we're not sitting here helping people talk behind their back. No, we're just saying he enjoys the experience more of the love that he sees bringing families together, you know. And most people don't appreciate that, but me and him don't care for the clubs. We don't care for going out and trying to be seen. We would rather see families smile because it's not just the kids that interact, it's their parents. But like, hey man, can I hold that? Because I've seen videos, you know, well, I've been out here even more recently to where whole families walk up to him like, hey man, like, can we check out your, because he'll come up with like 20-foot, 15-foot snakes, you know, sometimes 10. He'll have his rattlesnake, fully venomous, by the way, legally. Um, the point is that this man's crazy, you know. So shout out to him, and he's just taught me, and I'm glad there's other artists like that out there that enjoy the people and the work. They just don't really enjoy the environment sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
because get it. So actually, this is like kind of off basis, but a question. So far, have you put yourself in a situation like that? Do you feel like you want to start doing things like that to put yourself out there? Not necessarily clubs or like more. How can I say? I would say promiscuous type of thing because kind of wrong context is that, but a different type of environment in general. Like, do you see yourself going out there to perform, getting out there locally? Like, what's your next mission with that?
So I think like the whole solo thing with performing, and I don't think that's the thing because when I first moved here, I would like spam bars and like clubs and stuff, and like send them an email. Hey, this is my work. Like, you take like hard drives or like my phone or something, and do that. But I love collabing with people. Like, so I actually auditioned. Like, there's this group called Pitch Slapped, which is the play off words from
Okay.
something slap. But
Yeah.
they're like an a cappella group, so I've never done that before. Like when they just use their voices instead of instruments. So like I auditioned for that. I was reaching out to like some guitarists and stuff, so we could like build something. But I'm
Collab.
not sure. I don't think I'm like gonna go to bars and stuff just because I don't really like that type of attention. I don't know why. It's just like it's not my favorite, but definitely just creating music with other people. Hopefully, so I'm gonna keep reaching out and hopefully that happens.
And it will. And even on here, I want people. Actually, it's ironic you say that because I don't have too many guitarists that I know, but I know a few online wise. Point is, if you guys see this right now, all people that are looking to work and you guys need a dope vocalist, hit a Faye. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I can't guarantee you a spot, but she'll see and be what she's comfortable with. But tap in. That's another reason why we do this, to reach out to other artists. But we got question 9. When
Sure.
you picture yourself a few years from now, what does success look like to you? And not just musically, but personally.
So right now I work at a rehab and dementia facility. I do activities there. Actually, just started. And I love that I can do like music with mental health because we did. I'll touch on it really quick. We did a dementia simulation where they put like headphones on and eyes like eyeglasses and stuff in your hands and stuff, and it was scary. I mean, you feel like you're drunk, but it was scary. And they do like mental health simulations and stuff. So I really do like. I bought like a hand pan. I don't know if people know what that is because it's kind of like not common, but
Well,
like you
enlighten
can.
you if you'd like. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
If you would like, you can enlighten us. I don't mean to put you on the spot or
No,
anything.
yeah, yeah. So it's like a I don't know if you know like Janae Eiko. Um
Eco,
I think I
know.
said it wrong, but yeah, I love her. I grew up on her.
I'm
Like
probably saying it wrong too. So
so she
facts.
has like the sound bowls and she has like the hand pans and it just sounds like music that you would like try to fall asleep to or like meditate to. So I play that for the dementia patients because if I sing, I do anything else, I've just realized it's too much for them. So I think success to me would be getting a degree from Berkeley for the music therapy, just because I can do what I'm doing now, but like making like more money because it's rent is really expensive here. So hopefully, success is just making enough to afford an apartment with my boyfriend and hopefully like creating music with other people. That would just be the success.
Shout out to both of you guys, by the way. And I put prayer out there in God's name. He gives you guys success and what you guys need for yourself and for your family,
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
everybody included. Because I know how it is. Even me and my family right now, we're going through a tough time. But always remind yourself that hard times are only temporary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to go at question 10, and then we'll lead off and end off with, because again, we'll have a part 2 that will jump more into detail about you more specifically, and I'm kind of glad
Yeah.
we part 2. But and on your own time too, we're no rush. I just feel like what I'll do is I'm gonna delete all apps off my phone and put my phone on D&D. I forgot to do that today in a rush. But I usually do that's because again, I hate to say that's my luck, and it's not a bad thing. I appreciate my peoples that were calling. I'm gonna call you guys back right now. But it's just I won't do nothing all day. Dead. Phone is dead. Nobody wants to talk. But as soon as I go live or like I'm making music or recording, I
Okay,
get
no.
100 phone calls. All of a sudden, it's like I'm a trap house. Everybody wants to. So yeah. But shout out to everybody. But we'll get that part 2, and we'll get more into detail about who you are more as a person. We got a lot from you even now, but I feel like there's more to tell. And
Definitely.
there. But question number 10 for anyone watching this right now. Who's at the very beginning? Who was at the very beginning of your creative journey? I don't know why I wrote it like that. What's something you wish someone had told you sooner?
That is possible. Um, It's weird because your question reminded me. When I was at home, my family would watch like The Voice or like American Idol, right? And I just remember this feeling. I would be like in my room, right? Because I didn't really like to watch it because I just, like, my family would make a big fuss and be like, oh my gosh, like, did you see that person? Like, that's crazy. Like, she can sing like that. And they would just like idolize them. But for me in my head, like, yeah, they were good. But in my head, I was like, I could do that. Like, why is no one like, in a selfish way, because I was young, I was like they don't think that like I could eventually get there. Like, I'm not saying like The Voice, because I looked at the contract for that, they take like everything you have, those shows. But just like in general, like singing and stuff. So I think like for the, especially like the youth, you can literally go from like the worst possible situation. Like for me, like Rhode Island, I felt like even when I moved out at 20 in North Providence, I just felt like I was just working like as a barista, like I didn't know what to do. And then boom, like I met my boyfriend. Fast forward like 6 months, moved to Boston, and then I was like, wow, like Berkeley's right here, and this job's paying way more, and it just happened. So you just gotta
Yeah.
hold on and just have faith, I think.
Now you know what? I think that's something a lot of us go through before we end off the interview. And I want to say
Yeah.
thank you for coming on and taking your time today. Is that I think a lot of us go through that self criticism, I'll call it, because I'm not going to say necessarily me, but we all have times, I would say, is that like, for example, I'll see my people or even people now to this day, they'll overhype the next man. And I'm like, bro, like, we got that, you know? And then,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to say it selfishly. It's just more like, bro, like you feel unseen, you know? And that's what we talked about a lot in this live interview is being inclusive and people that are unheard and feel unseen. I think that's very big because a lot of us feel that way. But it's like I'll have shows that I throw or things that I do, and people will like scroll past it. But then boom, they get invited to a next show. They're posting it everywhere. They're making sure the world hears it, and it's like, but as people that experience that, I do want to say we got to cut ourselves some slack, take a step back, and just create because my big brother Tris ODG's one thing I love about him is that you know what they say, if people love you, they're gonna tell you how it is. And there's a difference between hating and constructive criticism. What I mean by that is there are some people that hide behind hidden animosity and they say they're giving you constructive criticism, but it's really hatred. And then there is just flat out they're telling you like it is, but some people don't know how to take it, so they take it as hatred. So you gotta know it's a thin line. But what I'm pretty much saying is don't let that knock you or your confidence because my brother told me something one day. There's a dude, you know, and rest in peace his legacy and everything. I got it against the guy, you know, Money Sign Suede. A lot of people like his rapping, his style. Me, I personally think, and I'm not talking down, you know, it's not
Right.
my cup of tea, you know, without disrespecting the man because I don't want to come off like I'm hating. Is that he told me he's like, well, if you don't like his style, then do better, make better music. And he straight up said it what it is, like to my face, like, well, if you don't like it, then do better. If you're not liking your situation, do more. And he didn't mean it like you're not doing good enough. We're not doing enough. He just meant this like, bro, you can do that. So don't knock yourself. All you gotta do is put some work into it, some time into it, and eventually it's gonna pay off. And sadly, the first people to give you appreciation is a total stranger, and your biggest haters can be your own family members sometimes. Unfortunately, you know,
Yeah, I want to add really quick. When
no,
you
you
said like constructive criticism, I feel like, like, there's this thing I read, or I believe, like, if you tell a kid like, oh, you're so smart, right? Instead of saying like, you can work at it, like you are a hard worker, you can get there. So I feel like some people, not all people, like, think that it's innate, like you have to like be born this prodigy, not realizing like if you work at it, like you can get there.
No, exactly, and that's very important too because that honestly, my opinion, can set some people up for failure because you are supposed to, of course, you want to pour nothing but love and intelligence and effort into your child, you know, and nobody's perfect, and that's a lot of people need to understand too is that our parents, whether they're good or they're bad, some people better than others, all up to opinion, is that they were once a child too. They were once a young mind growing up too, and they may not have been able to pursue this or pursue that. They may be going through some things we don't know. So it's like a lot of us need to take a step back and realize the world doesn't revolve around us, and not just in the sense of being self-centered. Revolve as in we don't realize what people go through on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get a little off track here, but back to what we're saying is that so that's all the way to what our parents tell us or don't tell us, or what we do or don't tell the next person. It's about your effort, but also being honest too. And like you said, we can honestly cripple people like that, I feel, by telling them something all the time. Because okay to be positive, but you do got to also add in there, well, you do got to work at it, you know, because if we get told we're the top A students, even though we're trying to be positive, um, everybody would have an expectation. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you do the best you can do. You know what I'm saying? And let's not try to outshine the next person because it's not about that. It's about outshining what you did the day before for yourself, being the better version the next day of what you were before, and learning that, knowing that, and also not just letting negative comments get to you, but also knowing when to take advice, but knowing when I don't know, want to quote this, but like Kobe Bryant either spoke about it or somebody was speaking about it, but I know it has to do with Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, that man. He said that one of his coaches said when he won his first championship, he was all happy, and the coach was like, "I'm not trying to be negative, right? But why are you so happy? Do it again." Like what he meant
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I get you're happy, I get you this and that. Well, work at it again." And he wasn't trying to tell him your last accomplishment wasn't good. He was just saying, "Well, I know you can do better."
Right. It's like you don't want to like stick on like one thing, you know? Like it's even like if you create something, you can rewatch it and like get stuck in it, but it's like no, like you did great, but like what's next?
Exactly. Like, what's next for you? You know, like push yourself. You can do more. You can do better. Yeah, you accomplished that, but let's go harder. You know what I'm saying? Because when the going gets tough, you got to get tougher, not the opposite. So, I do want to say thank you. I can't wait for the part two. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, I
thank.
really appreciate it. This was nice. I feel like, we were like talking about some real stuff, so it was refreshing.
Yeah, if you have anything you want to say, I didn't mean to interrupt. By the way, you go ahead and shout out your peoples. Shout out, let people know where to find you, or if you want them to even find you, you know, etc. You know.
No, I'm definitely gonna share, maybe a little bit of this and see if, people from my hometown want to see what I'm up to. And I know my cousins will probably watch it. They're like my sisters, so shout out to them always, and my brother and my mother. Those those are my number one fans right now. But yeah, I want to say I really appreciate it, and this was fun.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Faye. You have a blessed day. Like I said, you and your family, your boyfriend, your loved ones, everybody included. I want to give a big shout out to you. We'll see her next time here on SR Broadcast. Thank you guys, the viewers that tapped in today. Shout out Terps. Shout out everybody. Everybody has a blessed day. Stay safe out there. Let's be mindful with people. And remember, you may be having a bad day, but I posted the other day, everything ain't all good, but it ain't all bad. You know what I'm saying? So be grateful. You know what I'm saying? So everybody stay blessed. I appreciate you, Faye. You guys go contact her on Instagram, and we'll leave the link for this interview in our story today because it's not just to watch, it's to watch afterwards. So go look at our story at SR_broadcast. If you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you go check out her YouTube channel as well. Go like, comment, and subscribe. And tap in, guys. Thank you. It's your boy, Six Deuce. We had a great episode today on it. Well, here on SR Broadcast. And yeah, I just been awful whack today, but it is what it is, man. Thank you guys. You guys
Great.
have the last one, and we'll have a great next episode.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Stay blessed, everyone.
Stay blessed.
Peace.